Hello, incoming players and returners. My name is Jackie Gorton, the assistant coach of the Plymouth State men's soccer team. I'm going to be doing a walkthrough of our workout program that was created by JT, our strength coach here at PSU. A few things to note: you'll see some similarities throughout all 3 days. There's a couple differences, and then when you actually get here and in the off season, you'll work out with JT at least 3 days a week, and this program should be relatively the same. We've made some minor adjustments, but let's get into it. Okay, this is day one. As you can see, this is the formatting for our workout program. It'll be relatively the same for all 3 days. We left this warm-up blank up here so you guys could create your own warm-up and keep it consistent throughout the weeks. And then down here is your exercises with the sequence numbers and the order you're supposed to do them in. This is called a superset. We left this first week blank under weight, and we gave you some baseline reps that you need to try to complete. This will basically help you figure out which weight you should be doing these exercises at. And then back to the superset. So for the first superset, you'll do 1, and then you'll go into superset 2, and then superset 3. And the way a superset works is you'll combine all these exercises to create one set. So what you would do is you would go into a squat, then you'd go into a Romanian deadlift, go into a yoga push-up, then into a split jump. And that would be one set. And after the split jump, you can take a 1 to 5 minute rest. That's totally fine. If you don't like supersets, or if one week you're feeling you want to just do more of a traditional workout, that's totally fine. If you don't know what a traditional workout is, what you would do is you would only do squats. So for example, you would do 12 squats and then take a rest, go down to 10, take a rest, 8, take a rest, 8, take a rest, and then go into Romanian deadlifts. And then you go all the way down and do it that way. So this is one way you can do it. We left the notes section down here for you guys, so if you need to log anything, if you had an off week, you feel like you couldn't hit your reps that you were intending to reach, you can note that down there just for your own records. So going into the actual squat or leg press, the squat is a little bit more of a complex move. So check out the video to see the form on that. You want to make sure you have your chest up and your back straight, and you're not, extending too far over your toes with your knees. With the Romanian deadlift, for this we have it using a bar, but you can use other things like dumbbells or kettlebells to complete this exercise. Going into the dumbbell press, make sure you look at the video to fully understand that. So basically what it's doing is, you're starting at a 90 degrees, a straight up bench, going into a 60-degree bench, 30-degree bench, and then to flat bench. So down here with the pull down rows, if you don't have any cable machines, either at home or at your local gym, you can always do this with a bent over row, which requires a dumbbell. And then it's the same thing for the dumbbell shrugs. If you don't have dumbbells, but you have, 2 kettlebells or a barbell or even a Smith machine, you can totally complete this exercise with those kind of things. And then some of these, with plate setup or front or lateral raises, if you don't have this equipment, you can be creative. You can fill some jugs with sand or water and totally complete these things. And then lastly, the kettlebell swings. If you don't have a kettlebell, you can do this with a dumbbell. You can do this with a plate. You can do it with something heavy that has a handle. And with this, make sure that you're focusing on working your glutes and trying not to have so much of an arm swing that works out your shoulders. Day 2. So as you can see, formatting's pretty much the same. The only difference is this finisher circuit down here. What we're asking you to do is to complete all of these exercises. They're each 30 seconds, so come out to be about 2 minutes, and you're going to do this twice. So if we actually jump into some of the exercises, the reversed lunge step up and box jump series, they require a sturdy platform. So if you don't have a sturdy platform, try to find something that is sturdy. You don't want an unsturdy platform, just in case if you jump on or step up and your platform stuff starts to shake, you might have the risk of falling off and getting injured. So that's just something to keep in mind. And then hypers. So hypers in day one. One thing to look for with hypers is the machine. Some machines are different looking. They'll have different angles of where you place your feet. But if you do have the same one as us, great. But if you have one that looks a little different, that will be totally fine. It works. And if you don't have this equipment at your local gym or even at your home gym, you can do this, off of a bench. Just make sure you have a nice steady base when you're doing this. Going down into these three down here, the jump rope, bodyweight dips, and chin-ups. If you don't have a jump rope, or you'll see in the video for the bodyweight dips, we actually have a special attachment that goes on our weighted rack to do these. Be creative. You certainly do this without a jump rope, and you can certainly do this without that attachment. So for the bodyweight dips, you could do a seated dip. That would be totally fine. And then, the bodyweight chin-ups, again, if you don't have a pull-up bar at home or at your gym, be creative. Try to find something where you can do those chin-ups, because chin-ups will be part of your fitness testing when you come to PSU in the fall. Okay, let's go to day 3. Day 3. As you can see, it's very similar to day 1 and day 2. It has that finisher circuit there at the bottom. The only difference is it's not timed. We're actually asking you to do reps here. So that's just one thing to look out for when you're doing day 3. So let's go into the push press. So the push press is a little bit more of a complicated move because you have a bar over your head and you add a little squat for momentum into it. It is very important to select the correct weight to prevent any injuries in the shoulders or dropping the bar on your head. And then same thing with the deadlift. This is also a very complex move, and if you're not doing the form correctly over a long period of time, you can have severe lower back problems. So it's very important to keep your chest up, keep your back straight, and make sure you're not going too heavy. We have this 12 reps right here as the baseline, so you know how much weight you can do before you're completely exhausted. And then going into the single leg glute bridge here. With this, if you can't do a single leg glute bridge, you can first try on the ground, because you do use a bench for this. If you can do it pretty easily on the ground, but you can't do it yet on the bench, you can go into a double leg glute bridge. That'll be totally fine. For the bench hops, it's the same thing as the other exercises, like the box jump series. You want to make sure you have a great platform that's sturdy and stable to prevent you from falling and potentially getting injured. And then the last thing is the med ball side punch that I wanted to talk about. The med ball side punch, if your gym or your local, or your home gym doesn't have a med ball, you can use bands. You just put it onto a pole or even a weight, and you just do the same punching motion, and that should be able to, activate your obliques and start working the outside of your core. Lastly, for this jump rope, just do any type of jump rope series that you want. So, for example, you could do the single leg, do the double leg, the hop, the high knees, some kind of skip if you'd like, and that's totally fine. So we do have the barbell row. Again, if you don't have a barbell but you have dumbbells, you can totally do that. I would suggest to do a single armed dumbbell row instead of a double, just so you can kind of focus a little bit more on your back muscles. And then For the groin slides, if you don't have a plate to slide around, you can be creative. You can use a med ball, or you can use something heavy that's able to slide easily across your floor. And that looks like we're going to be it. So if you have any questions, feel free to, do your research, look it up online, reach out to us, and we're totally able to help.